Hi, Nely. Mostly bar chords today. So we'll just have a quick look at those ones. So one of the chord progressions we were working on was this one. And the reason I picked this one, by the way, is just because it's got all four of the kind of barable shapes that we use, okay? So it's got the A minor shape up 4 frets, which gives us C sharp minor. The E minor shape, also up 4 frets, gives us G sharp minor. Um, the E major shape up 5 frets, which gives us A major, and then the A major shape, that's kind of the oddball one, up 7 frets to give us E major, right? So the whole thing. Okay, so another one we did then, a bit more of a kind of a funky R&B ish type of thing, was E minor. Now, it doesn't have to be E minor. It's more about the chords, how they move relative to each other, if you know what I mean. So the kind of the general shape of the whole thing. So we happened to put it on the 7th fret for E minor. But as we were talking about there, we could have just as easily gone F sharp minor, D minor, pretty much anything. So we'll go for E minor. So that's A minor shape on the 7th fret. Okay. Then we do E minor on the 7th fret, which gives us B minor. Down one, B flat minor, A minor, and then back up. So, and we can do the minor 7 versions of those as well by taking the little finger off here and also taking the little finger off here. Okay? So, so that's the thing about that syncopation, right? There's kind of 3 short notes. Those strums last the length of 3 short notes, semiquavers. So it should be. So that's why you get that that kind of almost falling into a kind of feel about it, because it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. Okay, so that's just you don't have to think about it that way, but that's just the way it kind of helps me keep it a bit tighter if I have those 3 little notes in my head while I'm doing that. So. One, two, three, 1 2 3 1. Okay, so there it is there. So we've got any chord progression at all you can do like this, right? Obviously you can stick to the open ones as well, but with the electric guitar, the ability to bar pretty much any chord you like now, you can go anywhere, right? And that's the great thing about bar chords. They are tough, and they take a while to get used to. But once you do, you know, away you go. You can do whatever you want. So the one we put together then, kind of just at random, was A minor. So up here, so that's E minor up here. D minor, same fret. E minor, then C minor. Okay. So kind of a little kind of unexpected turn there with the C minor, but it's good. And that's the cool thing about them, is that you can get all these kind of different vibes or moods or whatever by putting chords in kind of weird, unusual little orders. So that's pretty much bar chords. So move them around and see what you can do with them. All right. And as I said as well, what's important is that if you have an idea that you think might work, commit to it and work on it until you get it just right, and then decide whether you like it or not. Okay, because when you're struggling to play something, it's never going to sound good, no matter how good the idea is, right? So commit to it, practice it, and then once you can play it properly, then see whether you like it or not. Okay, so other than that, then I'll have to look this up, but basically, I'm pretty sure it's roughly right, anyways. The schism riff from Tool. Okay, so we're talking about how to get down to drop D. So you take this harmonic, I'll get a bit of distortion there. Um, okay, so and now remember pickup, guitar configuration here, right? So with this one, you definitely want the bridge pickup. You want that hard, twangy sound, okay, and a good, how much signal you put out from the guitar. That's up to you. If it sounds weak, then obviously a little bit more. But if it's kind of if it's too much, if it's just too noisy, obviously then just dial it back and just find the balance between those. Okay, so we've got, so the bass comes in. No. Oh yeah, so drop D first anyway. So we get this harmonic and match it up to the D string. So that's 12th fret harmonic on the 6th string, matched up with the open D string, okay? Open 4th string. Now, so the bass obviously starts that song off. So we're going A string open. There's your hammer-ons there, 2 hammer-ons. 3rd and 5th fret. So then, so just practice that on its own. And remember that it's triplets. It's da 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 da, dum dum dum, da 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 da. It's not, you know what I mean? It's nothing like that. It's. Now keep in mind that the timing of this one, I'm not sure what time signature it's even in, but it's not 4/4. It's a bit of a weird one. The guitar part anyway. So there's your first bit. And make sure you're going down on those ones and up on this one. It doesn't make any sense to come down on this one, right? And then you add in the second time round, 5th fret. So there's your bass riff. Then the guitar riff is exactly the same thing, only a string down. And this time, I don't think he goes back to the low D. I think he just stays on this open D string here. So it's. And so for this, so if I have full on distortion with all the signal coming out there, I mean, it's okay. It's a heavy enough song, but that's probably a bit too much, right? So if I dial it back a bit, palm muted and all that stuff. Now that sounds much better. That's much more appropriate, okay? So bass riff, A string, go back to that open D. Well, what is now a D string. And then guitar, same thing, only you're sticking to the D and the G string, and it's down a string. All right, so keep it up. Talk to you next time.